What's poppin', y'all? They're cooking Kai Cenat again, y'all. Man, and it's about music this time. So he recently appeared on a friend of his stream, and I'm going to play the clip for you guys. Hopefully I can play it. There's some music in the background. I think it's like Jello, but we'll see.
Man, nice to meet you. What up?
Oh, you gotta meet Zaytoven.
Who's Zaytoven?
Who is Zaytoven?
Where they at?
You gotta meet my nigga Zay. Who is Zaytoven?
What up, bro? What's up, you good? Guy? Nice to meet you, broski. You streaming right now? Nah. Oh, yo, stream. What is here, nigga?
It's MTV Cribs?
Yeah.
So in the clip, I'm going to describe it. He gets told that Zaytoven's there, and then he doesn't know who Zaytoven is. And everybody's going in on Kai Cenat, and they're saying, man, this guy don't even know who Zaytoven is. Some people are saying he's a culture vulture, which is odd because he's from the Bronx. And yeah, well, he's Jamaican, so he's not FBA, as people would like to call it, which it is the right term for somebody, for the group that founded hip-hop in the Bronx. Regardless, he's from the Bronx. He's listened to hip-hop his whole life. I think the culture vulture thing is ridiculous to throw on Kai Cenat, but it is a bit surprising that he doesn't know who Zaytoven is. And I would usually defend Kai Cenat, but it's hard to not know Zaytoven. And let me explain. Number one, you could not know who Zaytoven was, but you had to have heard Zaytoven. So, for example, and I'm willing to give people a pass a lot because I think people grill others way too hard because sometimes you don't even know who a producer is. Like, for example, someone doesn't know who Filthy is, right? They're like, man, you don't even know who Filthy is? They're like, I can't even listen to you give your opinion. Meanwhile, this person may know more hip-hop history, production, writers, everything, but they just don't know who Filthy is. And they'll dismiss them all because of that. Because that person feels like they're not special for knowing who Filthy is, but they're like, damn, if I know who this person is, you have to know who he is. I don't have that take on a lot of things. But with Zaytoven, it's hard to avoid Zaytoven. And some of the examples that, or some of the ways people have tried to cut Kai Cenat bail on this one is saying like, yo, Kai Cenat was born in 2001, man, and he was born in New York. Now, I don't think this is enough because Zaytoven became known for, this guy was dropping tapes with people. We're talking about like Gucci Mane. We're talking like Young Scooter, like trap music. Zaytoven was all over that. And this is the thing. You heard his beat tag. Like Zaytoven, like everybody's heard that. So for me, let's say I didn't know who Zaytoven was, which of course I know who Zaytoven is. I love Zaytoven's production. But you're probably like, wait, Zaytoven? Like I've heard that before. Or, oh, I've heard, is that the thing that I've heard in the beginning of beats? Keep in mind, though, this is a stream. People are in stream mode. They're in acting mode. They're in entertainer mode. So they're just moving fast with everything. Now, one thing I will say is that nobody should expect or have the expectation of Kai Cenat recognizing Zaytoven in person, even if he already knew who he was. Like, for example, Louis Bell. I know who Louis Bell is. He is a producer of Post Malone. He's produced some of the smash hits for Post Malone. I think he's like producer / co-writer. I know who Louis Bell is. I know the name. I know that he produces for Post Malone, which is a lot more than many other people know already. But if I walk into a room and Louis Bell is there, I'm not like, yo, what's up, Louis Bell? I probably wouldn't even know who he was. Unless they said, oh, this is Louis Bell. I'm like, wait, Louis Bell that produces? Oh, okay, what's up, man? And that's the case, I think, for a lot of producers that don't have a big personal brand, like let's say Murda Beats or a face forward brand, not a personal brand, like a Murda Beats or a Metro Boomin or a, who else can I think of? DJ Khaled. While some people will say, oh, DJ Khaled's not really a producer. Okay, whatever. You guys get where I'm going with this. But Zaytoven got on with Gucci a lot. But this is the thing. And this was 2000s. Like he was mid 2000s. He was producing for Gucci Mane. Like Zaytoven produced Icy for Gucci Mane and Jeezy. That's 2005. So he's been in the game for a very long time. And God bless him because this guy looks really, really young. He produced Versace for the Migos. He produced 3500 for Travis Scott. I know for a fact that Kai Cenat has heard both of those songs. So let's not just start handing out passes here. And I'm not somebody that's going to knock on Kai Cenat. But culture, Zaytoven is all over culture. Get Right With Ya, Brown Paper Bag, he produced those tracks. And like I think a couple of other tracks. He produced for 21 Savage. He produced like damn near all of Beast Mode 2 for Future. He produced stuff on Pluto Baby Pluto for Future, and Lil Uzi Vert, he's produced for 21 Savage. And these are all people that Kai Cenat has listened to. And this is post 2016. So Kai Cenat was like a teenager at this point. Maybe he wasn't too deep into listening to like a lot of new hip hop tracks. Of course, he's always been a hip hop fan. But this leans itself into the theory that a lot of Kai Cenat fans have had, which is that they call Kai Cenat as someone who has a music stylist. So this, I don't know if this was born in January of this year, but that's the first time I saw this term. And it was from this tweet where it said, fans are claiming Kai Cenat has a music stylist and is a, quote, culture vulture. This is just bait to get more engagement for this post. But music stylist, that's a term that's being used a lot, even in Kai Cenat's own community, for faking listening to upcoming artists and knowing none of the lyrics. And he's listening to a bunch of different artists here. And someone replies to this and says something that's pretty accurate that I can somewhat relate to. He says he said so many times he doesn't know the words to any song, even if he's listened to it 100 times, LOL. I would agree with this if you were just citing lyrics. I'm like this. For me to just cite lyrics off the top of my head of even a song that I've listened to 500 times, it's very, very hard. I don't know why I can't do it. I have friends that can do it. You can probably do it. I just can't. I don't know what's missing, and I haven't practiced. But you play the beat, and you play the first word or two or three of the song. Like, just give me a lyric, and then I can continue the rest of the song with the beat if you turned off the acapella, not the acapella version. If you turned off the voice, I'd be able to rap alongside it, which is weird. But I couldn't just recite the lyrics off the top of my head. For example, just listen to this top 5 list. His personal top 5 that he put out when he was doing an interview with Shannon Sharp.
Drake. I'm gonna go A Boogie. This is my personal top 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. I've been liking Yachty. I've been liking Yachty recently.
That's 3.
Cardi's good. Playboy Cardi. He's pretty good. And I'm gonna throw in.
Weezy, no K-Dot, no Lil Baby, no Future. I ain't trying to,
I'm throwing Travis. Travis Scott.
Okay.
Nah, Kendrick, I think there's a lot of phenomenal rappers out there. But, like, in terms of, like, who I'm up with right now, yeah.
So on that top 5 list, you can just hear it. You're like, okay, this kind of makes sense. He's not really into the trap too much, which is where Zaytoven was heavy. However, the music stylist allegations were not beat when he got asked the question by Don Lemon. So I'm going to run you guys that clip right now. And this is a funny one.
Yeah, right now.
I'm listening to, right now on my playlist, I'm listening to, let's go ahead and go with Billie Eilish. I'm listening to goddamn Dior versus You. I'm listening to goddamn, everybody, bro. Everybody. You can go through my playlist if you want.
What you got?
Let's see what I got, chat. So let's see what I got. Central C.
We're going through Kai Cenat's
Dior versus You.
Playlist.
Frank Sinatra. Saw Baby. Uzi.
Saw Baby.
Tyler the Creator.
Where's the Cardi?
Rod Wave.
Where's the Cardi?
Where's Cardi?
Cardi is right here. Cardi. The Weeknd. Kanye West. Cash Cobain. It's a lot.
Real New York.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yep.
Hey, brother. Proud of
Yes.
you, man.
Yo, you know where, Cardi coming up today? Today?
Yeah.
Playboy Cardi? Yeah. He's coming today?
I think so.
Throw the YBL up.
Yeah.
Come on, throw it for him.
Wait, Playboy Cardi's coming today?
So in this clip, this guy, and this is someone that he's played before, this Dior versus You guy, he's an underground Atlanta artist. And yeah, he's putting Cash Cobain on there. Cash Cobain is from New York, so I could see him listening to him. But the Sababy one that he chose, Central C, a couple of these other guys, you're like, really? Are you listening to Central C deep cuts? I don't know. But this is something that fans would go in on Kai Cenat for. And he says, he said Frank Sinatra, music stylist working overtime. This is the thing with Kai Cenat, though. And I don't consider this a music stylist. Kai Cenat is so well connected now. The guy's, like I said before, like a B-list. I would say he's a B-list celebrity, not an A-list yet, because that's a household name. Parents would have to know you at that point. And that's like Mr. Beast. He's gotten to that point. But he's friends with Yachty. People like Yachty are ahead of the curve. some would say taste makers. I wouldn't necessarily say Yachty's a taste maker, but I think he has taste and he knows what's up next. Taste maker is somebody that can change everybody's opinion and get them to adopt an artist. Like, you're making the taste. I don't know if enough people of the general populace respect Yachty to follow through with that. But Yachty is ahead. Like, for example, the whole Michigan scene, he was ahead. And he had the taste and the recognition that this was going to blow. And he assisted in it, but a lot of people came afterwards. And it wasn't necessarily because of Yachty, but they may have found out about it because of Yachty. An actual tastemaker at one point was Ian Connor. Like, Ian Connor had the power. Ian Connor put on Cardi. Like, if Ian Connor said, yo, this guy's hot, everyone's like, okay, he's hot. We're listening to him. And we're fans of him now. This is around 2014, 15, 16, I would say. After that, all the allegation stuff happened and people didn't really mess with him as much. And I would say, like, his power diminished. And he had to go to jail too, I think, for like 6 months or so. So, of course, Kai Cenat's getting recommended all of these artists by people that he trusts their taste. Because what do you expect Kai Cenat to do? The guy's a full-time entertainer. That's like saying, Kevin Hart doesn't even know who Benji Bluebills is. How the hell is he supposed to know who a Benji Bluebills is unless he's got a young buck or someone that's heavy into the music that's going to inform of that type of stuff? Kai Cenat's not going to be digging through SoundCloud or Our Generation Music or Underground Sounds and being able to find all these people because the guy's too busy putting on a crazy show for y'all or planning the next Mafia-thon or whatever he's got going on. So he needs a music stylist, if people want to call it that. Or he needs someone that's just going to forward him tracks and then he can just listen to them and then choose his own taste. So I don't think he's lying about the music that he says he likes, and I don't think he's choosing that music because he thinks it's cool. I think he genuinely likes that stuff, and there's a bunch of stuff that he's been recommended that he doesn't mess with. So for the Zaytoven thing, I think this is a good perspective, though, for people to have when they just throw hip-hop streamer on somebody, though. I remember Complex had a list of like, the top hip-hop streamers. A Plaqueboy Max, for instance, for sure knows who Zaytoven is. And Plaqueboy Max is more of a music streamer than Kai Cenat. I've said Kai Cenat is an entertainer. Whilst Plaqueboy Max does entertainment, that guy's music first. He would know a Zaytoven, and he would know what Zaytoven looks like. Unless I'm wrong. Please don't tell me I'm wrong. Hopefully Plaqueboy Max doesn't let me down on that one. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Are they overreacting to this? Now, Zaytoven is a huge producer. But, hey, it is what it is. I don't think it's too crazy. Now, if he was primarily hip-hop, that would be different. But like I said, I look at Kai Cenat as an entertainer. Now, if it was Plaqueboy Max that didn't know who Zaytoven was, or like, let's say a Murda Beats, or who doesn't know who Murda Beats is, I would be a little bit like, oh, shoot. Especially for Plaqueboy Max's age, because he's in his 20s. If you're in your 20s, I think you got to know who Zaytoven is. Now, if you're a teenager, a bit of a different story. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Go to helloyassine.com. Thank you for watching. Peace.